But for the most part, we stayed out for at least an hour talking about what they want to do with the rest of their life and how they can work for God and what they can do to serve on Sundays and stuff. So it's always been somebody always gave their life each day. Somebody else tells us that they gave their lives to Christ. So it was a blessing in disguise for me, because I never got to see that side. I always got to see the student side, never the leader side. Show them the smile, Charles. Show them the smile.
There you go,
Colgate,
Charles.
baby.
There you go.
Colgate.
Smile.
Gonna be looking like $1.5 million here pretty soon. You're on the road to $1.5 million smile.
I hope, man. I hope. So
Awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you guys on the show. So kicking off here, this is Kyle, and we're here with Charles Cannon co-hosting, and we got Dylan White, our featured guest.
Yes, sir.
And we got Vern Willis, our special guest, man.
What's up?
Special. Good to have you guys on the show.
Thank you.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Feeling
All
good,
good.
man.
Feeling
all
good?
Cool.
Yeah. Well, y'all mop me up here in the game of pig here a minute
By the
ago,
way,
so
I
you
won.
ought to be feeling all right.
Dylan won.
Dylan only won.
Dylan was the
because-
champ, but he didn't win 2 out of 3 yet, so we gotta have.
Yeah, we gotta have another one.
We gotta do it again after
Shooting
the
over
pod.
the backboard shouldn't be allowed.
Maybe during our break we'll do a quick game of pig or something.
Charles gonna lose, so don't matter.
Winner take
Here
all.
we go. Here you go.
Charles, how's your basketball game, man?
You know, it's okay. It's enough to beat these guys. And I've actually
Wait.
I've done it before.
Wait. Charles owes me a strawberry milkshake from Sonic.
I've done it before.
We haven't gotten a rematch, sir.
Okay.
And we weren't playing at
Time out.
But I beat you once.
Time
I saw
out,
that.
Charles.
weren't
I
even
beat you, and
playing.
you still haven't getting my milkshake.
Okay.
Dylan, is strawberry your favorite milkshake flavor?
Strawberry is my favorite ice cream flavor.
That's out of left field, man.
I'm like Rocky Road, just strawberry.
Strawberry straight.
That's so plain.
Have you ever had the hot fudge flavored milkshake at Sonic?
No, I
Do
probably
you
have
like hot fudge?
Not really. I choose
well,
caramel.
Good talk. Vern, you like hot fudge? A-okay. A-okay on the hot. Dude, Sonic's hot
Yeah,
fudge milkshake.
Sonic's
It's a
hot
game
fudge is
changer.
good,
It's not
bro.
just like a chocolate milkshake.
I usually put the hot fudge on the Sundays with like the waffle cone. Yes, sir.
Oh, you get sundaes from Sonic?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've never really gone out of the milkshake aisle.
Why?
Check it out.
Got to explore.
Because they've got
man.
like 8,000 flavors or
Yeah,
something like that.
that's it.
So it's hard to leave the aisle.
That's fair.
I think that's what they advertise.
They
Or
still
is
got
it-
slushies. You could get a slushie.
I like some of their
Oh, yeah.
slushies.
That Sonic happens to be Dylan's favorite restaurant. So Sonic, if you're listening, please sponsor this
Hey,
man.
recording from the Dream Center here in Charleston, man. Come plant right next door.
Oh,
We got a
man.
couple shops. I guess they got a fairly new IHOP.
Really?
Right? Isn't that an IHOP next door?
No, that's Waffle House.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Sorry,
That's right.
I didn't mean to. give
Waffle House and then Bojangles
IHOP's
right across
no
the
good.
street.
Yep. Got the bow time.
Hey, all I need is a McDonald's and I'm good.
Hey, I heard Bojangles had an awesome Thanksgiving
Oh, they did.
thing. Did
Really?
y'all get Bojangles for Thanksgiving?
Nah, we went to Mistriti House.
Okay.
Yeah, we gave Bojangles some food. We gave Bojangles at Waffle House some food. 'Cause
For
we had,
their
like,
employees.
Yeah.
Oh,
we had a
that's
lot
awesome.
left over.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I didn't get to make it over here. I think I made it over here for Thanksgiving a year ago. Or
I
2
think
years-
that was.
I
It
think it was
was
a year
last
ago.
year.
Time's flying. But yeah, so could you tell me what you guys do Thanksgiving morning? Did y'all go around the neighborhoods? What'd you do?
So it started about 6 in the morning. We had a big white truck. We had to get all the food out that was left in there. It took like an hour, and then by the time 7 o'clock, we got the table set up. 9 o'clock, 7 through 9, everybody started bringing food. So after everybody brought food, they started plating it, and then wrap, put them in the boxes, and get ready to deliver them.
Yeah, it's basically how we go. Usually, I think the best part about that day is just like giving it out. Just honestly giving it
Yeah.
out. I think we served like nearly 5,000. 5,000.
5,000 people,
Like
Meals.
5,000 meals.
prep meals. Like we made 5,000.
That's
prep meals.
crazy.
And we still had like a ton of food left over. So like we just like started giving it out to like neighborhoods around here locally and stuff.
Man, that's awesome. And there wasn't the line of putting everything together in this room right
The
here.
line was literally right here. Like
Yeah, that's
this
how it was when I was
the
here.
middle line. I believe this was like the turkey line.
Right,
like,
right,
right
where we're
where we
sitting
are.
right here.
Right where we are.
This
Was
is
the
where it
turkey
was at.
line.
Yeah, no, it's a huge operation. I was so impressed. And like you said, filling the 5,000 meals in those to-go boxes and then wrapping them. And then, like you said too, Dylan, the coolest part was I got to help put it all in this just pickup truck, just from some man's pickup truck. And, well, he's a volunteer here. This wasn't just some stranger.
Some random dude.
It's kind of a stranger to me, but I got to know him and his wife, through that process, which was really cool. And it was cool how, because they were so active, like half the people that we went to go take meals with, like already knew them too. And so we got to go in some of their homes, pray for them. Did y'all get to do any of that as well?
Yeah.
We did that in the afternoon, like right after, probably shortly after we got like literally over 4,000. We went out to the neighborhoods and like we gave out like a couple of meals, a couple of hundred meals, and then like we would sit in like the living rooms of the people that we shared the food with, and like they'd be like, oh no, you can stay. So we would stay for like 30 minutes to an hour, like praying over them and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
that was pretty good.
Man, time well spent,
Yeah. Amen.
That is awesome. And Charles, what's also been kind of your role here, because so where we're recording again is the Dream Center. So it's North Charleston campus for Seacoast Church, and we're honored that we can record here in their kind of warehouse area, gym area. Gym area, and they do so many things here. And Charles, you're connected obviously in general because we got Chandler in the background.
Yep. So my girlfriend works here, but then also just kind of over the years, I used to volunteer with the ministry with Mr. John Overman. He every Friday.
John's
goes
great.
out.
Yeah,
nice guy.
Are you talking about the homeless ministry he was doing, or another one?
Yep, the homeless one. So where we were just going out and giving out meals. But
shout out to his son Sam, whole
yeah.
family.
Oh yeah, that's a good family right there. Good dude.
Yep.
And so really just after that, man, I just kind of been working on my relationship with Dylan and Vern, probably, and some other folks. Probably should be doing a better job, right? As we always talk about being intentional. But yeah. That's my connection to the Dream Center.
Yeah.
So
sounds like you might need to hold off on your basketball game with them, man.
No, they can get it any day, anytime, and they know that. They know that. So
I wasn't warmed up when we played earlier. We need a rematch.
Kyle, when you first came here, you hit like 2 jump shots in a row.
Dude, I was dropping bombs, man.
That wasn't no excuse. You should have been warmed up already.
Yeah, I got a couple of jump shots in. This area is great. This area, so much gets done here.
Yeah,
it's awesome to be here.
So many memories in this room.
Yeah, that's why I beat you at Charles.
Ankles crossed.
The turnaround jumper right
Hearts
there.
Hearts broken.
Line.
You know what I'm saying?
The and one layup right there.
Dunks. No.
this snatchback I had on Charles in that corner. But
okay, right. That happened. Okay. I'll let you have it today. Just for the day, though.
Awesome. And hey, so Dylan, would you mind just maybe starting with just kind of your role here at the Dream Center?
Well, I'm a former E3 mentee student. I volunteer.
And what is that for the listeners?
It's the mentor program through Seacoast. We get kids that don't have like parent figures in their house, and you pair them up with somebody, and they teach them lessons that the parents would usually teach them, and bond with them over a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, and your mentor was Ray
McGurk. Yes, sir.
Good people. So you first got involved because you had signed up for the program?
No, we first got involved is because when the Dream Center started, they weren't right here. They were on Remont Road where the Faith Assembly is at.
Okay. Dude, you're an OG. I don't even remember that, man.
Yeah, that's OG.
I first got involved, I'm trying to think, when I first came here. It was probably like it was right after, it was junior year of college, so it was 2012.
Me and my brother came up. Well, my brother had to watch me, and he wanted to play basketball, so he brought me to the church. We got connected with Sam Lesky and his wife, Mr. Ben Mayer, and Amy Heath. We all got connected with them.
Yep.
And then a couple years went by. They started doing the mentors program. I was in 3rd grade. It was like, what the heck? Because Mr. Ray McGurk was looking for somebody between the age group of his kids, because his kids were like a 2nd grader and a 4th grader, and I fitted perfectly. So they paired me up with him, and it just went in history for that. He's been my mentor ever since like the 3rd grade.
Man,
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I always tell Dylan, man, I still don't remember. I remember a time when I was taller than you, but I think that's a lie because I think you've just been taller than me ever since you got started here. Are you six? What are you? 6'3"?
6'1".
6'1".
That's fair.
It's a strong 6'1".
Yeah. Are you taller than me? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Okay. We'll
Funny
see.
thing, I've been taller than him at one point in time.
Really?
I've literally been taller than him at one point in time.
And Day taller than all of us.
Yeah.
They just
Grew.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Life's a struggle.
Yeah, man.
Especially for you, Kyle.
Oh,
Hey, I still drop those bombs, man. All right, we're pigging after this.
That hurts,
We might
man.
even go
Yeah,
full horse.
That was a low blow.
Going
Yeah,
full horse game.
You're not supposed to do that, man.
Dude, it's all. Hey, I've grown to really enjoy my height. I never have to duck under doors.
Okay. That's fair.
I don't know. Getting into pickup trucks might sometimes be difficult. Have y'all seen Kevin Hart when he talks about that? I think Kevin Hart has like
I
this
don't
huge
think so.
pickup truck,
Really?
and I think he kind of like has a stand up where he kind of talks about it and
Okay.
makes fun of it a little bit.
We got to check that out.
He needs like a ladder to get in his pickup truck.
Yeah, he said something about the ladder.
Yeah,
We got to check that out.
yeah, he's hilarious. And so you graduated from the E3 program, and if I recall, that's educate, empower, and equip.
Yes, sir.
I think get that right. So you graduated from that last year because you're a freshman now,
Yes, sir.
right? At
Tried it.
Trident,
Doing big
and
things.
majoring in mechanical what do you
Aircraft
call it?
assembly.
Aircraft assembly. And so, could you talk about your transition? Well, actually, so you went to an interesting high school. Could you
Yes.
maybe share a little bit about your high school experience here in town?
I went to a military magnet academy. It's basically
Home of the
Eagles.
okay.
They suck.
I literally didn't know.
Wow.
You said that about your own school, dude.
I mean, it wasn't my choice to go there.
Well, most public schools it's not.
It wasn't a public school. It's a choice school. Like you chose.
Oh,
to
is
go
it?
there.
It's like
Yeah.
it's a magnet. That's
Yeah.
right on.
Got it.
So it's basically a military background. You got to do push-ups, sit-ups. You got to wear uniform, listen to the commands, and we had a major, lieutenant colonel, and the education was really good though. The teachers actually cared about the students and making sure they got the right grades so they can walk across the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like that at the time though, or
No.
never? It's like looking back now.
Looking back.
Looking back,
Got it.
Yeah, so kind of like the whole school is a junior ROTC
it's
program.
a
in other words.
junior citadel program basically.
Yeah.
Do you know like the demographics of the people who go to that and then go off to the Citadel?
Good question.
That's like a good 5%. Not
Really?
a lot, because
Okay.
a lot of people don't like it.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
They get the overdose in high school.
Yeah,
on the
I mean,
military stuff. They're
You
like,
might
nope.
not. Yeah, you might not like that stuff in the moment, but later on down the line, you might really learn to appreciate.
You're going to really be grateful for
yeah,
stuff like that.
little things like that. You know. So.
Yeah,
180
Charles,
days?
you got some authority on this.
Just a
Even
tad.
me, I mean,
Yeah.
military college isn't nearly the same as actually going
Right.
in the military. So that's
Yeah.
an interesting point. Hey, Charles, do you know any other students at Military Magnet?
No, so Dylan is the one and only. That's actually a good question, man. I think up at like my ROTC detachment, we might try to do some recruiting opportunities out there. Just kind of show them something different. Obviously, they have the Citadel as a military school, like right down the way. But if they kind of want to take a step back from the serious like military indoctrination, CSU, Charleston Southern might be a nice little opportunity for that. So,
How's your studies going? That's what I meant to ask you.
my studies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that poli-sci game.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No, they're okay, man. You know, I'm coming down to my last semester, dude. So,
Okay.
I guess traditionally, and I might have said this maybe a few weeks ago, just in a conversation with you, Kyle, but they say a lot of people have trouble like with senioritis or whatever, right?
No.
All right.
You can't be getting that.
Charles,
hit
I tell you,
now.
it's real. It's
So it
real.
is real.
I thought that was just an epidemic at my school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've thought about that, man, but honestly, like this last semester, I'm kind of trying to look at it as the end of a race, you know, where you kind of just put all your energy out, you know, you come around that last lap for the last mile and it's go time. So that's really how I want to go out. I don't want to leave, I guess, any like food on the table or anything else up there. I want to leave CSU knowing like, all right, I did my absolute best. At the very least for one semester. 9 semesters we can talk about later. No. I just swear. But yeah,
don't bring those up.
Yeah.
Finish strong, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's what you get remembered for, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's a good point.
So
it ain't about how you start, how you finish anyway.
Yep. Amen. So
yeah. And you were kind of on that topic. You were sharing a couple podcasts ago about how you're getting way better grades now than like in high school.
Oh yeah.
You know, which I thought was really encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, as thinking about the listeners out there, because hey, I'm not taking any more tests.
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably should though. I probably should go back and at least audit some classes at some point.
Yeah.
But
yeah, man, it's crazy just I guess how that turns out. You know, growing up, school was not for me, but now I kind of have learned to like learning. And just kind of like the overall lessons, like even though we might be looking at Plato, and most people might think that's boring.
And not Plato, the playing with.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay.
Not the toy stuff, right?
But like the Aristotle's person.
Right. So just kind of going back and looking at it now. But obviously that came with time. So I could kind of understand why a 17, 18-year-old might be like, oh man, school, I'm done with that. You know, so.
You read Plato's Republic yet?
So I haven't, but my teacher gave the book to me. So I'll be taking a look at it probably this winter break. But yeah, I like those guys.
Good on you. You might have to audiobook it, dude. Before audiobooks came out, I bought it and I read like the first 80 pages. And then I don't know, it's collecting dust ever since. I need to finish that sucker.
Oh, man, okay.
It seems like such a good idea in the moment to read these philosophy books.
Yeah. And then once you get deep, you're like, oh, man.
My brain hurts. I need to put this down for a couple of years.
So let me chill out for a second.
Quick regret.
And Vern, too, man, so because I don't know your background quite as much as these other guys, what's kind of your situation educationally, work-wise, and all that sort of jazz?
So I graduated from North Charleston High School in 2016.
Word?
Squad.
Was that the same year as Day in the background here? Or was that different?
No,
he graduated with me.
Yeah, he graduated with Dylan 2 years after.
Right.
After that, I just decided to work for a year, and I was working at Hand-to-Hand, and then I got back into school at SCU, part Seacoast, gang. Shout out to that. But
are you going to SCU right now?
I'm actually about to go back into spring semester.
Okay.
Yes, in the spring, starting January.
Right on. What are you going to major in?
Pastoral ministry.
Right on.
Nice.
Dude, you'd be so good at that. You're so good with all these students here.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work out, dude, I recommend you being a comedian, I'll be honest.
Even though there's some knuckleheads, yeah.
You ever thought about going into being a comedianship?
I actually, it's funny, for a talent show this evening, like later today, me and my other leader that I work with at my job, we're going to do a stand-up.
Oh, you are?
Show, so.
Dude,
that's ironic.
Let's go.
Raps, huh?
Let's go, dude. I'll be cheering for you.
We're not recording that though.
Hey, Conlon will bring the camera. It'll be an extra for a podcast.
That's funny.
Wait, Vern, so were you in the E3 mentor program? That's what I meant to ask.
No, I actually wasn't. Technically I was, but I was not signed up for it. I actually got into the E3 mentoring program as a mentor, not a mentee.
Cool.
So when I got in, I already had my mindset on who I wanted to pick. And when I got into the system, they was like, oh, it picks at random and they'll set you up with the best results. And I don't know how, by God's grace alone, it was the exact kid that I planned on picking.
Nice.
So after that, me and the kid, we already clicked from summer camp of 2017. And then after summer camp, it was just yeah, we're sticking together. We're best buds. And from then forth, we just grew together. So
that's so cool. And what grade is he in right now?
His name is Jacob Belt. He is 13, and he is in the 8th grade.
Nice.
Cool. And turning 14 this year. I guess that's how that works. And then y'all got paired, and you were 1 year out of high school?
Oh, yes, 1 year out of high school.
1 year out of high school. So I think that's super awesome. And Dylan, I don't know if you've like made that jump either, but I think that just goes to show that you can always speak into somebody and you can click. And I like how you said how y'all just clicked, and it, like, I don't know how you just described it as being buds or being buddies or whatever you
it's,
said.
It's to the point where instead of you're pouring into him, he's also pouring into you. So like
That's cool.
At like probably like the first 6 months, I've learned of like how to be like a maturing leader and like how to do things and like how to see things from a kid's perspective, because not a lot of people see from there. They just try to like pour into the kid without like them trying to pour out somewhere else what they actually need to. But I think it was very good for Jacob to like get to pour into me because I learned a lot from him.
That's awesome.
Wise words. Nice.
Dude, just keep being consistent too, you know?
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be able to stick around here in Charleston. I don't know if you'll get on some kind of comedian show, like traveling comedian show or something, go touring.
Like
but
Last Man Standing.
hey,
Oh,
but if
Lord.
that happens, hey, you can just come on for maybe a show or something. Hey, you know.
Oh, man.
You could groom him into being like
yeah.
2.0 comedian or whatever.
Oh, really?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But no, I love that.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had first got started in the E3 program too. I was in college, and I guess I thought about it for a little while. You know, especially they advertise it every so often. So if you're around Seacoast Church enough, you know, you hear it advertised a couple times. And yeah, it was pulling on me. I think it was junior year. I finally decided to sign up or make myself available to a student, and it worked out awesome. Do y'all know Ken Gell? Or I think I might have asked you. He graduated high school though in 2013, so I don't know if Chandler might know Ken Gell, but Ken Gell was a great student, and yeah, it's so encouraging both directions, you know. And I remember I brought him to like my first employer's office.
That's
and
cool.
Albeit I probably sounded like I knew what I was talking about more than I actually knew what I was talking about, but hey, I was at least a couple
Yeah.
pages ahead of him, so you know,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
You know, this is where all of these people sit.
Yeah.
This is their office.
Yeah,
And this
yeah.
is, it's like my second week there. Like, like I know what I'm talking about.
That's funny. That's
But it was an awesome experience, and yeah, I got to take him to my office a couple times. Got to help him with resumes, get him prepped up for the next steps. He wanted to go to college, so got to help him with that. He ended up doing some kind of military college program where I guess you enlist, go through basic, and then I
Okay.
think they pay for your college.
Man,
So
that's
Yeah.
really
as far as I
cool.
knew, he went to Clemson and majored in mechanical engineering and
That's really cool.
went military route.
Yeah.
So it's cool how you can influence people.
It's stuff like that makes the program special right there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very special program.
Yeah, that's cool. You brought him to your job though, and kind of just let him see. I think a lot of times people just don't like see the different opportunities out there, right? Depending on where you live, who you know. But I think a lot of success obviously is due to how hard you work and all that good stuff. But at the same time, it's who you know, the opportunities, the things that you see, the people that you meet, stuff like that. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And Vern, you'll get that opportunity to bring him along somewhere and see like the behind the scenes. You know, I think seeing the behind the scenes is really neat.
yeah.
Like some of my students have gotten to serve in some areas in church. And whenever you serve, you get to see the behind the scenes. And,
Yeah.
you know, then they'll ask me questions like, oh, I didn't know it was like that.
Yeah.
Or
That's cool.
just learn stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Cool. Dylan, you thinking about ever doing E3 as a mentor or doing some other program? I know mentoring
thought
is
about
important to
it.
you, you know?
E3 is kind of special. I want to continue it, pouring into somebody because somebody else spent their time and pouring to me. So I think I could at least spend some time with somebody else and pouring to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Forward.
Yeah.
I hear you. What you want to do with what is it? Mechanical and aircraft
Aircraft assembly.
assembly? Okay. Yeah. What you want to do?
You gonna be
with that?
Boeing's new executive?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah.
On your resume, just put that as your objective. CEO, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. I just want to be y'all new boss.
That's all I want.
See how
Just a
that go.
paycheck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see how that goes.
No, but I want to like do the interior design. Like we get to design the like bathrooms, what's like the seat covers and stuff like that.
Okay.
I think that's pretty interesting. I want to do that.
Kind of like being an architect, it sounds like.
Kind of, but
A little bit.
it's like a designer job.
Okay.
That's cool. Interesting.
So was it planes that drew you to that, or what kind of drew you there?
Well, my brother works there. He's been giving me like brochures and stuff. So I looked into it, and then I got a scholarship, and the scholarship paid its way for me to take the class. So I was like, I might as well. I got a free opportunity.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was going to go to SEU, but then I was like, free school or pay for school. So I took the free schooling.
Hey,
Man.
And then I love it, but like it's boring sometimes because we got to sit in class and listen to the lecture. But I know it's so that we don't mess up while we're fixing a plane or something.
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of lectures are like honestly like halfway through the hour, like first 20 minutes you're intrigued, and then the next 20 years like
Zone out. I just zone out sometimes.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I started bringing a fidget spinner to school, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of.
What kind of fidget was it? Like a superhero one?
No.
What was your?
So this is just a blue one for like our Air Force recruiting thing up at school.
Okay.
Oh.
And so I found it, and so
You
sometimes
should have brought some style, like a Star Wars one.
Yeah, you know what? I might need to invest
Look
in
into
some
that?
Tonight.
Yeah,
Need to up
yeah.
Tonight.
your
You're going on
game. Need to
Amazon.
up
Look at
your
some really
game.
cool ones, man. I seen one that was like all chrome. I was like,
Ooh.
man.
Oh man, that's a lot of money.
Come on
Sounds
now.
like.
I mean, probably wasn't real.
I saw
but-
one that was pure gold.
but yeah, man, I'll use a fidget spinner, or I'm like a doodler in class to kind of let my mind drift and then come back and look at the teacher and make those nonverbal cues. Like, yes,
yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
For those listening, just nod.
Yeah.
No notes on the paper though.
Charles
Just
doesn't
like,
ask
yeah.
any questions.
It's all mental.
Chill out. Oh man.
But like when I think the easiest part about like when you're in lectures, I usually put my phone on like a recording, and I'll like either doze off or I'll like do
Okay.
something else just like to fake it like I'm paying attention.
Okay.
And then next thing you know, like when he's asking questions, I'll be like, oh, just give me 1 second, pause it, rewind it, see what he said on my
Okay.
phone, and it just be like, oh, you said that? Oh yeah, I got that.
That's
Then write
fair.
it down later.
Yeah. Okay.
You've got your system down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Find whatever works for you, man. You know.
When you're in a class for 3 hours, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
My class is 4 hours long.
4 hour long class.
Yes,
No, sir.
I go to sleep about an hour. So
Dang, bro.
My longest one is about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
you can't do that, Charles.
Yeah, hour and a half is normally the longest.
Yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours is,
But
is
we
okay. For
we don't
me.
stay there usually 4 hours. We get out like after 2.5 hours,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
Some days, like if we're going to the lab, we stay for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Got it.
Right.
That's wild. I ain't doing that. Y'all can have that, though. I'm sorry.
Dude, I'll stick to the 50-minute classes.
Yeah, man.
Oh
50
man,
minutes.
I miss those.
Yep. As soon
like
as
you're
you
in
get
and out.
it's time to go.
We only had that in middle school. I had like our 30-minute high school classes.
Really?
Yeah.
So what is your class load like? What classes are you taking this semester?
My aircraft assembly class is the only class that we got to take.
Oh, okay. Got it. Interesting.
It's only a year class. You get your certificate, you can go straight to Boeing.
That's cool.
Shipped off, coming for the CEO.
Yes, sir.
You already know it.
Okay. Cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and so Vern, if the, I mean, I believe the comedian route will work,
Lord.
but do you have your sights set on any kind of, like as opposed to airplanes? Is there anything that you're interested in?
So my passion is really just in the youth, like just pouring into kids, like in general. Like if anything, the main goal is probably being the youth pastor. But if anything helps when it comes to the youth, I'm with it.
Yeah.
With it 100%.
You thought about being a basketball coach, man? That
For the
translate
Little
well,
League.
that translate well over,
That actually does work.
Yeah.
I've been having a long thought about that, but I'm gonna kind of rest my knees for a couple of years.
Okay. I
Just
hear
to like bring it back. Then when I be a coach, if they get rowdy in practice, I'm
How old are you, bro?
have to strap on some shoes, get on the court.
You got the
show
knee
them how to
brace
do
on
it.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that's cool, man. I think there's a lot of different career fields where you can find that you pour in, to a younger generation, with the basketball coach obviously being one, right? Like John Wooden has written books, and even when he passed away, you've seen all those people come out. And even though he was a great coach, statistically speaking and all that, the thing that they appreciated the most was how much he invested into them personally. So maybe basketball coach or something along those lines where you can do that, but then also have another passion, right? So, yeah, man.
Yeah, I like you brought up John Wooden, man. I need to buy one of his. Maybe it's a biography about his life. There's one or two popular books. I think it's just called Wooden or something.
Really? Okay.
But I read a lot of John Maxwell.
Yeah.
Who's all about personal development, and he was influenced a lot by John Wooden, if I remember correctly. And I even have some notes that I took, while I'm reading these books,
Right.
About like John Wooden's 10 personal stances or something like that, which were
Okay.
really good.
Yeah.
So encourage people, even if you don't buy the book, you can Google John Wooden
Yeah.
or like John Wooden personal stances, and to your point, he's more remembered, I think, by how he influenced and shaped leaders,
Right.
and like principled people that extended far beyond basketball.
Yeah.
And then, but a side effect, I think, of that being his goal was that he produced really great results on the basketball field.
Yeah.
Or basketball court.
Yeah.
You just let it slide. Just let
edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit it out.
I swear I've played basketball before.
If Dylan wouldn't have laughed, you wouldn't have gave it away. But that's all right.
Me and Charles was on the same page as soon as you said it. We just let it slide. Then Dylan started laughing, so I couldn't hold it.
It's like basketball field. Where they do that at? No.
Hey, speaking of courts and fields and all that, do y'all have a favorite like college basketball team?
I'm gonna
Football
go ahead
team?
and put mine out on the table.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a Georgia Bulldog fan. Okay.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Football?
And I know
Well, I'm
last
sorry
night,
about
last night
Well,
was
last-
rough.
yesterday.
See, y'all was up 14 points.
Last night, listen,
And y'all
listen.
lost. That's what I
Okay,
don't get.
Alabama.
You don't gotta get
that
defensive, though.
comeback from that quarterback. That kid is nice.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, that kid.
Last
is
year
pretty
was the
nice.
other quarterback.
That kid is pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was a tough fourth quarter, and I was hoping for like the last minute because we had the ball for a whole minute, and I was every time out that we took, I was like, come on, just get closer. And I was like, throw a Hail Mary, and then he dropped the pass. So I was like,
So that's your football team. Who's your basketball team?
oh, NBA,
Well, college.
college, man, I gotta go with the Duke boys, man.
Okay.
Gotta go.
That's
with them Duke boys.
disappointing.
Yeah. Chapel
What
Hill,
is
yeah.
going on here?
I'm guessing the Citadel is
We
yours,
need to
right?
vet these guests more.
The only reason why
I'm
is
a Tar
'cause-
Heel fan.
oh my gosh! Wow.
I know. We need.
But yeah, RJ Barrett is like playing insane right now, and
Really?
I'm really liking his game. Not
Okay.
more of Zion. Zion is
He alright.
he's all right to me, but RJ Barrett is playing real good.
Wow.
I mean, he's playing up to his hype, but
Wow.
He is playing up to his hype, but like I don't never follow the hype.
Wow.
You gotta go with the background key players.
Wow. Okay. We're going to see next year.
Oh yeah,
We're gonna have another-
we gonna have another talk about this next year.
Yep. And Zion in the league tearing it up.
I don't know about that one.
Maybe
He gonna play with some real big boys. Not no.
Okay.
Maybe.
Isn't his shooting percentage like 70-80%?
Yeah, it
Well, because
is.
he
It
drives
is.
in the hole.
It is though. It really is.
Averaging 20 points.
He dunking on
As
people.
a
What you expect?
19-year-old dude. Hey man, I don't know. I'm on the Zion train,
I'm-
but
Congratulations.
I'm in the sidecar. I'm in the
okay,
sidecar.
that's fair. I'm with Kyle though on UNC though, man. I'm with UNC.
Amen.
Yeah, I'm not from North Carolina or anything like that, but I loved Michael Jordan growing up.
Come on, I got a poster of him.
Yeah, man.
Oh man.
So because Mike went to UNC,
You followed it.
It's obligatory that I have to like
UNC. So what about football?
I'll be honest, I could care less about football. No, I'm
Well, I didn't want to bring this up, but
Citadel
Citadel.
took down CSU.
That's cool, man. I don't play football for them. No,
I wouldn't like football either right now if I were you.
I mean, the
you
Citadel
gotta
did had
wear
a
them
good
stripes,
program a couple
Charles?
years ago, right?
You got to wear them stripes.
Yeah, we had
Charles.
several winning seasons.
I'm good.
I'll take it.
You walk on those school grounds. You got to wear them stripes, man.
No.
Win or lose.
I'm
Got it.
See, I like West Virginia. They got that West Coast offense.
West Virginia football, basketball.
Football.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
That's
good in
interesting.
football.
I've never. That's probably
They're pretty
the
good.
first person. Okay.
I don't really follow them right
Yeah.
now.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
8-3.
What's your basketball team? College.
I don't really like college basketball.
Okay.
I mean, it's good, but it's like same. It's like football. You get more players and more hype
Okay.
than you do on the basketball court.
That's fair. That's fair.
No March Madness bracket for you.
No.
I don't do those just because
People get on my
if it's
nerve.
wrong, I actually take it personally.
Yeah, I honestly do take it personally.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like doing the
Like,
brackets.
there's no way these guys would have beat Villanova in the first round or whatever. So
There's always that Cinderella story.
yeah, man. So I just steer
But
clear.
did you see that game in live last year? Like,
They play like trash though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was the grandma. It was the grandma that was cheering on that small school. That small school that just kept on winning, and everybody thought they were going to lose.
yeah.
They just kept on winning, and they got to the Final Four. And I was like, there's no way
Yeah.
they should be here.
Yeah.
So what about NBA? You got an NBA team, Charles?
The Bulls, dude.
Cause Chandler like the Bulls.
No, because I like the Bulls.
Oh, there you
It
go.
just so happens-
Michael Jordan.
and Michael Jordan.
Michael
the original,
Jordan.
the
There
original
you go.
jersey.
So, yeah.
What about you, Vern?
I'm going with the Houston Rockets.
Houston
You know that?
Rockets?
The
Houston.
The Houston.
How'd you say that?
The Houston.
The
Rockets.
Houston?
What about you, Kyle?
For NBA?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I don't watch enough NBA, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just say you're
Charlotte Hornets?
Oh, Lloyd. Now
Kimba
give
Walker's
give
Kimba
credit.
dropped
Kimba's,
60.
Yeah.
Kimba's really doing very great numbers right
Kimba's
now.
doing his thing.
I like the Pistons.
Okay, yeah.
They got Blake
I can see
Griffin.
that. Yeah,
Blake
Blake
Griffin.
Griffin.
Blake
Yeah.
Griffin is my favorite player. So
Yeah.
wherever he go, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well.
He dropped 50. That's all that matter.
They're doing pretty
But do you
well.
see that Derrick Rose come back though?
I see it.
I'm seeing
But is
glimpses
he
of
gonna
an MVP.
is he gonna mess up his Achilles again? That's the question.
Man,
Achilles?
he's moving quick now.
Oh, man. That's cool, though. Let's see. So, D, I see you got that PlayStation hoodie on.
PlayStation guy all day. Let me
Okay.
ask the question.
All right.
Yeah, you were mopping up on Madden earlier, dude. It's a good job.
I had the Cleveland Browns.
What?
Yeah. And the dude had the Jaguars.
He plays with trash teams.
And
then-
does well? Okay.
I could play with any team and does well.
Okay. Got it.
Right on.
2K might be Vern's game, but Madden is my game. That and WWE.
That and what?
WWE.
Oh, okay. Well, I heard the
That's what I heard.
What is that?
What?
Oh, man.
Got it. Well, hey, speaking of Madden and stuff, we got a couple more minutes before we got to take our break. So I was going to pose one of our primary questions here. Any one piece of advice or encouragement you want to offer?
Don't be afraid to let somebody in your life, even if you're going through a rough patch, because they can maybe they got the keys or the answers, because they maybe been in the same boat as you before. So it's always good to listen to some advice, because you never know who's been in that same path of life.
Yeah, man. To add on that, I've been one of those people to not even let a helping hand come through, and I've seen the other side of you not getting any help when help is already there. Nobody, it's too many people in this world not to be by yourself, trying to do everything by yourself, and it's impossible for you to do everything by yourself. And I had to learn that the hard way. And yeah, it showed me some grace and showed me some patience when it comes to people helping and taking how long will they help, and depending on how much they help or how less they help, it's just the help. It doesn't matter how much, how less, how much time is spent in between you and the other person. It's help either way.
Yeah. I like that, because that's always been kind of a weakness of mine, is being willing to accept help. And I've at least for me, I've come to find it's a weakness and a strength, because obviously if you're that kind of person, there's obviously times if I'm at work and I don't know the answer to something.
Right.
I mean, that'll happen all the time where I don't know the answer to something. It happens multiple times a day.
Yeah.
And so I think often you do need to have a seeking spirit, but if help is offered, it's not weakness to accept help.
Right.
Because it'll help you get further along, and often the person helping really wants to help. You're kind of
right.
you can't reject. Don't take the blessing away from them.
That's it, man. That
There
took
you
the
go.
words almost out my mouth,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry, I saw you
Really,
started mouthing
Charles?
it at me. I was like, I'm gonna take this.
No, man. So I was having a conversation with my chaplain about that, and one of the things he said is don't block somebody else's blessing, right? So if God put something on that person's heart to help you out, don't be prideful and arrogant and say, "Oh no, I'm good. I got it by myself."
Sure.
Because not only are you hurting yourself, but you could possibly be getting in the way of them wanting to do something
Yeah.
You know.
Have you read the book The Go-Giver?
I have not.
Can't remember. Have y'all heard of the book The Go-Giver?
I heard of the giver, not the go-giver.
Yeah, I haven't read The Giver.
Let me
So The
see.
Go-Giver's good. I wish I had brought it. But the final point of the book is to be a good. So obviously the premise of the book is instead of being a go-getter,
Right.
which isn't necessarily a bad thing, you want to be a go-giver and
Got it.
make it sort of your goal to give as much to others as you can. In the process, you'll receive more. It's kind of like a law. The more you sow, the more you reap.
Yeah.
And so the final point of the book is you have to be open to receiving if you're going to be a go-giver.
That's cool.
And I think it's really good. It was interesting. That was the last point of the book. And obviously it's not like the book is like the word of God or anything, but I think it's a really good resource
Okay.
to be that type of person.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out, man.
Yeah.
I feel like every time I get up here, we talking about books,
Come on.
and I gotta speed it up so I can have more books to talk about.
I got to speed it up too, bro.
You know?
You're reading that Marcus Aurelius book or whatever that we talked about.
Honestly, man, it's sitting in my book bag. I have like 4 or 5 books that I'm like jumping back and forth, and I need to just stay focused on one.
Yeah, there you go. I
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
read that way
Stay
too,
focused.
man.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, hey, we got to take a quick break,
Got it.
and we're gonna set the camera back up, and then we'll be back here, kind of start to close out.
Got it.
All right.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Right on.
Right.
Well, Dylan, you were sharing, a big part of your life is now you're a small group leader for the middle schoolers
Middle school and high school.
and high school. And so how does that look? Do you kind of have a small group, or do you just take everybody?
Me and Coach T and Vern and Chandler, we just take everybody.
Just got everybody.
We just got everybody.
Right on.
I don't think we have. I don't want to say that, but we don't have too much people to split up, so there's no reason
Okay.
to split them up.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's kind of neat. I mean, I know having 6th graders with 12th graders.
Well, 6th graders come on Sundays now, so high school's got their own night.
Just high school. Oh, okay. Well, that makes it a little bit better. So that's cool. Yeah, the 9th graders, they get to hang out with the older students.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome for them, and it gives the seniors and juniors a chance to kind of be that
Leader.
example and leader. That's awesome. And so, serving at summer camp you've done that once or twice now? Once now this past year.
It was middle school.
It was middle school. So why don't you share about that experience and how that went for you?
It was good, but I went to high school camp too, so my body was just exhausted the whole week, But I got to see a lot of kids get saved, so I was happy that I got to spend my time with them and got to talk to some of them and get into their personal life and tell them I've been in that exact same spot and how they can get through it and just pray about it. So that's always been a blessing on me. So.
Yeah. So for those listeners, can you share a little bit more about how the summer camp looked for you? It was you and how many in a room? And how
It
many
was
days?
me and 6 boys, middle school boys, who does not like to shower.
So it is, boys.
For 4 days, but
Did you bring a deodorant spray to spray them down?
we had the baggies,
I do
the
that
little
every
small
year.
ones, the travel size. Coach T gave them all deodorant.
Man, and I tell people too that I bring like an Axe bottle thing.
There you go. That's a game
Right, and the
changer right
guys are
there.
always like, and the girls are like, ew, Axe?
Oh,
Well,
man.
I
don't
mean,
know
usually
why
use
they don't
Old
like
Spice.
I don't
Old
think-
Spice is kind of better though.
Yeah, Chandler's not a fan either. The
Yeah,
Axe
you're not a
apparently
fan.
back there.
I don't know
You
what's
guys-
wrong with
I don't
Axe.
understand.
Axe is pretty good.
Yeah.
Axe is pretty
It's all right.
I mean, personally, I use the Old Spice for like most
Tell
things,
them.
but I mean,
Fiji. Old Spice,
Old Spice.
Fiji.
you know what's up, man. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
Well, that's good. So you had that on deck.
Yeah, but for the most part, we stayed out for at least an hour talking about what they want to do with the rest of their life and how they can work for God and what they can do to serve on Sundays and stuff. So it's always been somebody always gave their life each day. Somebody else tells us that they gave their lives to Christ. So it was a blessing in
That's awesome.
disguise for me. Because I never got to see that side. I always got to see the student side, never the leader side.
Right. Would you say the leader side's more fun? What do you think?
No, because I got to wake up earlier to go to a leader meeting.
It's not that bad,
Bro, we
It's
got
not
the
that
coffee
bad.
on.
Yeah,
on
the
Well,
coffee
I
was
don't
on
drink
deck,
coffee,
man.
so that's not a
And
helpful
then
to me.
that break room was something else.
Come on.
The snacks.
break-
I did like
yeah,
the
that
Good
break
snacks.
job
room
to the
was
team
something
for that
else.
break room for the leaders, for sure. Got the
I'm
protein
just ready.
shakes.
I'm
got
ready
the
for this
drinks.
summer camp. New location, I think.
Yeah, I
Noodle
heard that.
location?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's been
what
confirmed,
they
but I
were
heard
saying.
that.
It's not confirmed, but John did say it was going to
Little
be a
rumor,
location.
okay.
What's a
Oh,
noodle
yeah.
location though?
Hmm?
What is a noodle?
Oh, new location.
I said
New
new.
location.
You know you need to work on your diction
Yeah,
when I
can't
can't
nood-
understand you.
Can't
New
new location.
Location.
I was
New
like, what?
location.
I was like, okay. Embarrassing moment. It's all right. Kyle
man.
said, but basketball field. So
It's all good. Everybody gets one. Everybody gets
I
one.
had two so far though. So
Everybody gets one.
Hey, the new location, man, where we all just eat ramen together.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
are
Hey.
y'all playing with the pool noodles the whole time or what?
But I think they expand on Dylan's experience. Like it is a little different when you become a leader at first, because when you go to the summer camp as a kid, you're kind of like just finding out who your friends are. You staying close by the friends that you came with, and you're not really like focused on anything. But like once you're a leader there, it's like you get to see so much more. Like, and you get to see like people grow, and especially the kids, and you get to see them impact and influence other kids.
Yeah.
Like kids that don't even like just to come, and then they just did a whole 360, and then next thing you know, like they're chasing after Jesus just as much as the kid that influenced them. And it's really an amazing and breathtaking experience. Like every day of summer camp is like breathtaking, because you just never know what God is going to do in their lives, and then next thing you know, it's just like bam, like, and then everything changes. It's very great to see.
one thing is when you go to summer camp, try to meet at least 5 new people instead of being in this same circle. That's how I am. I like try to meet new people every year I go to summer camp,
Yeah.
because I want to go to one night. I don't want to be with the same group. I can just talk to everybody else because
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah.
I think for my summer camp, when I had my boys for middle school, I challenged them like the first 2 days to like get a friend, like meet a friend, and like talk to them and see what campus they're from, and see what their personal life, what school they go to, and stuff like that. So every night we would come back in like the room, like when it's time for bedtime, they would always, before we would go to bed, we would like pray about like, oh, this friend has been going through that, or I just met this new friend and she's been going through that. So it was very, very amazing to see that these kids would like find these new friends, and then just like be so personal and intentional. What Charles said, like be intentional about their lives.
Yeah, it's a good
And
word.
It's very rare for kids like that to be like that, and just to see that it was very amazing.
Yeah, do you feel like you have to kind of inspire them to want to be intentional, or did it just kind of arise on its
So-
own? How did you see that come
So
about?
when summer camp is around, it's usually like the first day everybody's like chill in their own little space and little areas. But then when the second day rolls around, it's like you see that so much, and it's like you see people like stepping out their comfort zones. You see people coming out of their shells, and introverts becoming extroverts, and it's just really breathtaking. And it's not a push, it's more like a guidance. Like, hey, like maybe a suggestion, like
Yeah.
maybe you should go ahead and talk to that person, because maybe they feel down, or oh, well, you got to talk about their personal life. Well, maybe you should ask them some questions tomorrow and see how they're doing. Like, see what if you can like meet up at a one night, like after we come back from summer camp. And it's just really the guidance part, because I think they don't really know like how to like dive into people's lives, and once they start the experience, it's just like a rolling tumble, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and then they're more experienced with it, so they can do it with more people.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. 2 thoughts come to mind from what you said. It is, one thought that's been on my mind lately is objects at rest tend to stay at rest. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion. And so once you kind of start that momentum, it tends to continue, or it tends to even get bigger and get quicker and get better. But whenever you haven't yet started, like often the first interaction or the first step is the toughest, but once you do that, you tend to stay in motion or continue in motion, increase in motion. So I love that, exactly how you said, and just the idea of just being more inclusive. Like we always promote inviting people, and that's one of the best opportunities that I think we have to make a friend or to influence somebody is just inviting them to do something you're already doing. It's not like it takes anything away from you. It just kind of adds to what you're already doing.
Right.
So, there's many ways to give and influence people or whatnot, but I think inviting is like a no loss opportunity.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is something I probably need to get better at too. I mean, we all do.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm sure everybody could, to a certain degree. So. Yeah, man.
So I love that.
Yeah.
So you did the middle school camp, and that was before high school, or
That's after high school.
so you did the high school camp?
And then I had
Got
one
all
day
kind
of
of tired,
rest.
10 times tired.
One day rest.
And
Came
go
back
straight back to it.
exhausted.
You gonna do it next year?
I want to.
You want to? Cool. Right
That's
on.
cool, man. That's cool. Boy.
Right on. Well, as we begin to wrap up, starting with Dylan, man, is there like one takeaway that you hope listeners can get just from your experiences, or any other story that you want to share to help encourage them?
One story is that it was my birthday, and my mentor knows I'm a huge WWE fan. I can tell you all about the history and stuff.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Right now is Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, some new guys, new cats. But it was my 13th birthday. I remember sitting on a recliner. He gave me an envelope. I was like, it's just probably money. I just threw it aside. It's like, no, open it. And it was some tickets to WWE SmackDown. I was so excited.
What? That's sick.
Yeah, and
At the Coliseum?
at the Coliseum, I was just excited. And then for Christmas, like 2 years later, I'm a huge New England fan, so he bought me a Tom Brady jersey. So that was just
That's
like,
pretty cool.
the gifts were like great. I'm just loving it.
Best part of the program, getting showered with gifts.
Yeah.
Not that, but like
Yeah.
just having somebody you can talk to and have somebody that's gonna have your back through tough situations, and actually gonna listen to you and try to give you advice is the biggest takeaway you can get. And just because like you come from two different sides of the world doesn't mean y'all can't connect.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a big part of the E3 is taking from people from one side and bringing them over to the next side and connecting them. So it's just been an amazing ride in the E3 program.
All right.
Love it.
Sure.
Vern, you want to give a final thought or any takeaway from you?
I'm gonna just give a little background on this. Ever since like I met Charles here, like he's always, every time we would have like a serious moment where we would get to like sit down and like actually talk, he was always like being intentional, and the word was always intentional, regardless of what situation I was in or like what part of my life I was in. Every time we would talk, it was always just be intentional. And I think I gained that so much that I think for like anybody, any listeners, like just be intentional. Like be intentional in everything you do, everything you say, like just be intentional in a very positive way, because anybody can be intentional in a bad way and they won't even know it, or some will know it. Like we don't want to create like negative vibes. We always want to be positive and be like even more holy, so to be closer to God, but like just be intentional in a very positive way.
I like that, man. I mean, I'll even just add a quick thought, since we're talking about relationships and being intentional. Like one thing I'm trying to be intentional about is just writing names down, because that's always been a weakness of mine, is remembering names. And I don't know how people perceive it now, if they think I'm strong or weak in that area, but I definitely think that I'm stronger in that area now, because I have tried to be intentional about, in my phone, I'll write down a name in the note app, and I even now I'm trying to do better about having a booklet where I take inventory of people that I've met and like some things about their life that, I remember now because I met them that day or whatnot, but you give it a few months, you're gonna forget the entire conversation if you're not intentional about writing some of those things down. And then it's really cool when you do get to see them out of the blue, and then you remember some things about them because you've written it down,
Right.
and you get to catch them off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If I can, I'm sure we all just piggyback on each other, right? It's just
Come on.
No, man. I think something before that. I think just really like remember the people who were in your life that were intentional, and maybe think about those feelings that you had about those people who helped you, and try to perpetuate those feelings, right? So when I was stationed at Shepherd, it's like a training base in the Air Force, I met this old like tech sergeant dude, man, and he knew that I wanted to play basketball like for the Air Force, but the catch was because he was permanent party there, technically like we couldn't really interact. But every morning I would go to the gym before class, and he would put me like through training for basketball. And so obviously I did play basketball for the Air Force, like the base team, but I didn't ultimately see it out. And there's been a lot of other people in my life who have trained me, whether it's in basketball or whatever, right? And the fact that I remember this guy, the fact that I remember his name, and I remember what he did and how intentional he was, is really humbling. And even if I never see him again, that's something that I want to do for somebody else. Right now, I probably can't train somebody in basketball, but okay. But
He took that cue, man.
yeah,
He took
yeah.
the opportunity.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, the mic's gonna come off in a second.
We're settling this thing.
Anyway.
Okay.
But
An old-fashioned thumb war. It's gonna be a brawl.
yeah, man. But no, I just if there's something I could leave the listeners with, remember the people who were intentional in your life, and do your best to imitate that and perpetuate that.
That's so good. That's so good. I don't know if I even can add it to anything to that, but I mean, want to encourage you guys, like, keep doing what you're doing and keep being consistent, because I am not the world's greatest, like, anything. I can start rattling off I'm not the world's greatest anything, but I think where my personal strength is just being consistent, and that's where I think influence is built, and then it gets compounded, and that's where things really start to get fun, I think, is when you kind of just stay focused, like we were talking about books. Like, if you can stay focused in sort of the same general direction, and you just don't deviate, don't get distracted, and keep influencing those people that you feel called to influence, it'll be really neat to see the fruit of it. And you're already producing fruit whether you know it or not, and it's really cool to see. And then I'll encourage you guys too. Hey, buy some wings for some of your boys, man. Everybody likes wings. Am I right?
Charles told me a milkshake.
The mango habanero wings, baby.
Let's get this guy.
After this, we'll have to stop by. Just Wild Wing Cafe, Sonic, Bojangles.
It's on
No, I
Charles,
just
right?
remember me and Charles the first time. Chandler invited me to the homeless shelter thing with Pastor John. He was like, "Yeah, I got a big crush on Chandler." And I was like, "I do remember this day."
It's just
Thank you for putting everything out.
Rat them out. Rat them out. Rat them out.
That was necessary.
Thank you.
That was necessary.
So wings on you, right?
Not at all.
So Charles,
Well, if y'all can answer my trivia questions,
Charles
or
just
whatever, I'm buying.
dinner at your house tomorrow.
Actually, I got finals tomorrow, so no. So
Good luck with that, sir.
yes, sir. Thank you.
Hope you get all A's, man.
Yeah, amen.
All A's, baby, and then you get Christmas break.
Yeah, man. I get Christmas break.
How long you
Solid.
off for?
Well, I'll be off of school, but then I'll be headed to. I gotta go do some work on base
For 6 months,
and
right?
stuff like that. Not for 6 months, just for a few weeks, and then But yeah, I'll be glad to take a break from school.
And you still got to take your boy on the plane.
All right. Anyway, no, I'm playing. Yeah, man. I
okay.
definitely do. Yeah, I definitely
Right on,
do.
dude.
I gotta start being a chauffeur.
Where are you gonna take us to?
So the only place that I could really fly right now is like over to the Mount Pleasant Regional Airport.
Oh, I can drive there, bro.
I could drive there.
But
I
it's
live
a
over
whole-
All right,
there.
when
another
can you take us to
view.
Florida?
Okay, yeah, we got a few
Oh,
months.
Florida.
before all that.
Well, okay.
Florida.
We got a
Hey.
few months before all that, but yeah, man, need to start chauffeuring right.
All right, we'll set a goal. We're going to Florida and then Cancun for spring break.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Oh, man.
That was also a reference to an old video, but it's so old now it's not even relevant.
I'm trying to think. Was I on it?
No, it was a
Oh, okay.
politician. It was a politician who got all excited talking about going to Cancun for spring break.
Really?
Yeah, you don't remember? And then he went,
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have seen that because they said that little cost of the thing. That's funny. Okay,
we just had to get that out there.
that's funny. Oh man.
Yeah, people are now going to look it up. Cool. Well, hey, it's been an honor a privilege to sit down here with you guys, sit here at the Dream Center, man. I love what y'all are doing. Keep it up. Hope to come back around here as much as I possibly can. Even if it requires crossing 2 bridges, I'll make the trek. I'll make the trek. So, hey, thanks, y'all. And one night's coming up soon, man. So, Vern, you're going to kill it up there, dude.
Yes, sir.
Why you look so nervous?
You're going to crush.
We don't even know the skit. We're just doing it all raw. No skit.
Okay.
It could be better than the boy bands they had.
He got
All right. Well,
All
hey,
right.
it's
Yeah,
been good,
okay.
guys. We're going to sign off.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Better than the boy band. It's probably good if you don't have something prepared. Then it's just kind of like improv.
It's like,
It's
dude,